everyone, 619J2 here, and we'll make this Raw review real quick. Today's date is December 28th, 2009. This is the final Raw of 2009 and also the final Raw of the decade. It's been a while since I've done a Raw review, so if I'm a little bit shaky, I don't mind that. I apologize. Just been about 5-6 months since I've done a Raw review. But anyways, enough of me talking and stuff. I'm going to end up doing the Raw review right now, so listen up. Alright. Tonight's guest host for Raw was Timbaland, and Raw was also in Hartford, Connecticut. Raw kicks off with John Cena coming out into the ring, and while he was coming out there, he pulls out a table from under the ring. Then Cena also starts talking about how 2 weeks ago, when he had lost the title to Sheamus in that tables match at TLC, that he wants that rematch that was supposed to be later on the match, later on in tonight's Raw, right now. And not just any type of regular match that was scheduled, but a tables match for the WWE title. Cena issues a challenge to Sheamus, then Sheamus comes out to the ring, says that the match will be on his terms, and that there will be no tables match for the WWE title that night. And then Sheamus said it'd just be a regular straight-up one-on-one match, and that at the end of tonight, Sheamus would still be WWE Champion. Then after Sheamus was done talking, Cena jumps over a table to get Sheamus. Then Cena puts Sheamus in the attitude adjustment and puts Sheamus through a table, sending a statement to Sheamus that he is wanting that WWE title. And then backstage, right after that, Randy Orton says that he's done being with a bunch of losers, and he's putting Ted DiBiase and Cody Rhodes in singles matches, with Rhodes going against Mark Henry and Evan Bourne going against DiBiase, and if they lose, they are out of Legacy. And Orton also said that not only he would just kick him out of Legacy, he'd beat the living hell out of him. So there's a lot at stake on them. And also, by the way, if you've seen it, Chris Jericho was outside for the first half of Raw, basically trying to sign a position to get himself back into Monday Night Raw, since Jericho lost to him and Big Show lost the tag titles at TLC. Alright, this was basically the first match of the night, Ted DiBiase versus Evan Bourne. Now, the match started off with DiBiase taking control of the game, knowing that his career and legacy was in jeopardy. But momentum started to shift after Bourne connected with a Hurricane Rana off the top turnbuckle, but then Ted regains himself and then connects with his finisher on Bourne to get the pin and win and to pass Orton's test of not being a failure, and he's able to be in legacy. And now the second match, Cody Rhodes versus Mark Henry. The match begins with Henry just flattening out. It looked like flattening out Cody Rhodes. Looks like that Henry's going to end up winning, but Cody wasn't backing down. But Henry did injure his knee after getting Rhodes when Rhodes was on the ropes, which then opened up an opportunity for Rhodes to capitalize on the injury of Mark Henry. Rhodes connects with the DDT and then gets the victory in order to stay with Legacy. Alright, third match was a Divas match, Kelly Versus Maryse. The match starts with Kelly in control for a little bit of the match, then Maryse gains momentum and defeats Kelly. After the match, Maryse gets the mic, says that she's wanting to become women's champion again, and that she's wanting any competitor that goes against her, that they should watch out when she's facing her, that she is really on a roll on wanting to become a women's champion. Alright, now here's one big part of tonight's Raw. Vince McMahon addresses the potential return of Bret Hitman Hart. Now, this is how it went. Well, it seemed like, beginning that Vince McMahon was saying that Bret Hart would be the next guest host of Raw next week, even though Vince kept saying, hidden the way that Vince was, saying even though Bret had problems with Vince, that Vince was like the better man and stuff, but Vince said he would never ever allow Bret Hart to be a guest host on Raw. But then Shawn Michaels comes out to the ring and says that still he believes, and this is off the Bret Hart subject, he said that he can still believe that he can beat The Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania. And then HBK offers the match to Vince for that to be available at WrestleMania. Vince denies that match for WrestleMania this year. And then HBK says that Vince is afraid of Undertaker and Bret Hart, and that he needs to bring Bret Hart back to be a guest host on Monday Night Raw, and if he does, then good things will happen. If he does. Vince says that nothing fears him, and then finally, Vince actually changes his mind, and so next week, Bret the Hitman Hart, after 12 years being away from the WWE, Bret Hart is back, and he will be the guest host of Raw next week. And after that, backstage, Josh Matthews was getting ready to interview John Cena. While Cena was being interviewed, Sheamus attacked Cena, getting revenge for what Cena did earlier in the show by connecting with the attitude adjustment on Sheamus through a table. Now, this is the fourth match of the night. Kofi Kingston versus U.S. Champion, The Miz. Match starts with Miz getting the upper edge over Kingston in the very beginning, but as Miz was going to connect with a move off the top turnbuckle, Kofi connects with Trouble in Paradise to Miz to get the pin and win. Now, before the match, backstage, guest host Timbaland said that if Kofi won the match, right after that match, there would be a second match, and this time it would be for the U.S. title. Now, also, this being another match, it would be the U.S. title, Miz versus Kofi Kingston. After winning that first match, Kofi was still in control against The Miz, and it looked like that Kofi was going to end up being the U.S. champion. But as the ref was going to go for the count, Randy Orton pulls Kofi out from the ring, throws him into the ring post, and then connecting with the RKO on the floor, saying that this troubles and that this little feud that Randy and Kofi has been having recently will end next week on Raw, and that Randy will kick Kofi in the head. And oh yeah, and Miz is still champion. Alright, sixth match of the night was Degeneration-X versus Big Show, and the partners to be named. The partner of Big Show's was Chavo Guerrero. Now, Triple H and Chavo Guerrero starts out the match in the beginning, and the team of DX was in control of the first part of the match. But the momentum started to shift to Big Show and Chavo Guerrero's way after Big Show pulled the hair of Shawn Michaels. Big Show and Chavo were in control of that match for a while, but after a tag-in by HBK to Triple H, momentum started to shift towards DX. And also towards the later part of the match too, Hornswoggle even tried helping out in the late part, but didn't end up happening that well. Then Triple H connects with a pedigree on Chavo Guerrero to get the pin and win. After that match, Chris Jericho, who had bought a ticket to watch the match, and he had got it from Big Show earlier in the show when Jericho was trying to get that petition signed to get him back on Raw, jumped over the barricade and was pissed off, and it looked like that he was going to go to the ring, but he was delivered with sweet chin music by HBK. Then Triple H says that next week it will be DX versus Big Show and Chris Jericho for the Unified Tag Titles, and if Jericho and Big Show loses, Chris Jericho will never be allowed to be back on Raw again. Alright, time for the main event, the last match of 2009 on Raw. The WWE title match, John Cena versus Sheamus. The match starts off with Cena just going after, Sheamus going after Cena in the beginning part of the match. Both of them were exchanging blows, and then Sheamus started getting a little bit upper edge, and he was just taking control of the match, but Cena would not go down. He would then fight back and then connect with the attitude adjustment and winning the match by disqualification due to Sheamus grabbing the referee. Even though Cena won by disqualification, the title does not change hands, therefore Sheamus being still the WWE Champion. Cena's pissed off. He goes charging after Sheamus onto the ramp. It looked like Cena was just going to start just attacking Sheamus, but Sheamus says no. Cena has ended up with a big boot to the face, and Sheamus still pretty much saying that he is WWE Champion, and he wants to be the champ for a while. Well, anyways, that is the last Raw of 2009, and this Raw was pretty good, I guess. It was okay, and wish the matches would have been better and longer. Well, anyways, that's the real deal, everyone. Hope you all have a great holiday break. See you guys later. Peace out.